Well, hello everybody, it's Chris over at Dixieland Farm, and today I'm going to be taking off from Midland Airpark in Texas, right outside of, well, I guess Midland, right in Odessa, is where I am. So I'm doing like a tour of the United States, worked my way all the way up to New England, over to the Great Lakes, worked my way back down, and then Indiana, Kentucky, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. And Texas has been taking a while, but finally we're going to be going to Carlsbad, New Mexico. How much fun. So this is the route that we're taking here, and there is ATC on at the moment, so we're going to be using that services. So right here in Midland, and then off, and then we'll just follow the route here, and we'll see if that's what he gives us. If we go into the low mode, you can see that we're actually following kind of like a pre-defined highway in the sky with the Victor Airways. We're going to be flying in the Piper Aerostar, which is becoming one of my favorite airplanes. It's a twin-engine aircraft that flies very fast, 250 knots, roughly. So we can go pretty far, pretty fast, and this is a piston aircraft. So it's got all the little different things that I like about twins without being a turboprop. So very responsive on the throttle. Let's go ahead and get inside and get some engines on so that way things can start warming up here. Let's also do some of the magics here. Go to the menu, go to weight and balance, make sure that we've got the fuel that we need, which is 20 gallons per tank. And with the rear tank, that roughly gives us 3 hours of airtime. And take out the cones, so now that we go outside, woohoo, no more cones, fantastic. Let's turn that off. Let's open up the fuel valves. Let's close that one as well. And we will open up the mixture so that way the fuel comes into the engine, turn off the fuel pumps, come over here. Let's go ahead and crank this. So I've turned off the mixture and I'm going to be adding fuel once it catches. So there it goes and it catches. And on to this side. There's the other side. There we go. And plug in our headset here. Get the avionics on. And let's see what air traffic control has to say.
American 662 radio check.
Loud and clear.
Just confirming that, you told me call when ready to taxi. This so is the ground controlled?
Affirmative.
November 5522 Lima, Twin Piper November 5522 Lima at Midland. I'd like to pick up our IFR clearance to Carlsbad.
Southwest 1005, welcome to Midland. You can make the 180 there, back taxi, and then join Papa to the ramp. Have a good day.
Copy, well, back taxi here and join Papa to the ramp. Kind of floated that one.
No problem, and you're clear to cross 16 left and 16 right.
Copy, well, cross 16 left, 16 right, and taxi Papa parking. Southwest 1005. Thanks, boss.
You're welcome. And calling for clearance at Midland Airpark, it was 5522 Lima.
That is correct, 5522 Lima.
Roger, Sim.
Southwest 1755, you know what runway we should expect for arrival?
Southwest 1755, I'll get back with you in just a minute. Initial aircraft center will be closing in about 20 minutes.
Center's up to 1276. Do we get this handoff?
Delta 1276, affirmative. Kansas City Center 125.72.
12572, we'll see you. Sorry about that.
No problem. November 5522 Lima, clearance available.
We're ready to copy 22 Lima.
November 5522 Lima, cleared from the Midland Airpark to the Carlsbad Airport via as filed. Maintain 10,000. Departure this frequency, squawk 3463, and hold for release.
Cleared as filed, and on this frequency, maintain 10,000 10000, and our squawk is 3463, and hold for lease for 22 Lima.
November 5522 Lima, read back correct. Advise number 1, ready for departure, and frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, and we'll let you know. 22 Lima. Okay, so
3490 on the
go
3490.
ahead and turn that off here, and so I can explain exactly what he said to us. So because this is an uncontrolled airport, so we are being held so that way, you know, one can come in, one can come out at one time. He's got to kind of coordinate that, but since it's uncontrolled, I go to the uncontrolled frequency and go ahead and move about as I need. So he gave me a squawk code and basically asphalt, so just do exactly what I was going to do anyway, but he gave me a squawk code, and what we'll do is right before we take off, we switch over his frequency and give him a call, and he lets us clear for an IFR departure out of that Midland Airpark. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to set up the plane now, and I'll cut back when we're ready to depart. And we'll turn the door seal on. We'll pressurize the aircraft, but we really don't have to. We're not actually getting that high up, but our run-up is now complete. Let's go ahead and switch frequencies. Actually, we'll on main frequency. Midland Airpark traffic, this is Twin Piper 5522 Lima at runway 25, switching over to air traffic control for our IFR departure. Midland. Okay.
FedEx 1279 Heavy, forward center, push onto Charlie's approved, advise ready for taxi. And 18 left is available for you if you don't want to go all the way to 17 right.
So,
If we can get 18 left, we take it.
Roger. You can expect that.
Hey, we'll call you taxi for 18 left, and we'll push Charlie, take it.
Center Delta 941, descend to maintain 6,000.
Delta 941, 6,000.
Southwest 6329, descend to maintain 7,000. 7,000, Southwest 6329.
and center traffic, this is Twin Piper 5522 Lima at Midland Airpark, holding short of runway 25.
November 5522 Lima, Fort Worth Center. You are released for departure. You can proceed on course and call me airborne.
We will proceed on course and call you when we're airborne for 22 Lima. Okay, so he's cleared us, so now we can switch over. Midland Airpark traffic, this is Twin Piper 5522 Lima, taking runway 25 for a westbound departure, Midland. Really should have said straight out, but that's okay. Nobody's here anyway. Everyone would have known what I meant. Alright. Let's see, we got everything under control? We do. Let's increase RPM and let's get going. A little tough maintaining center line. That's alright. Positive rate, gear up.
It's 6,000.
6,000, 1755.
And for Fort Worth Center, this is November 5522 Lima, 4,000 for 10,000, 10,000 at Midland.
November 5522 Lima, Fort Worth Center, roger, ident.
Identity for 22 Lima. Alright, so, where's the ident button? There we go. Autopilot on, heading mode.
November 5522 Lima, radar contact 3 miles west of Midland Airpark. Proceed on course, climb and maintain 10,000.
Proceed on course and climb maintain 10,000, 10,000 for 22 Lima. Alright, so.
November 322 Charlie Tango, turn right heading 140, descend and maintain 4,000.
140 down to 4,000, 322 Charlie Tango.
I'll have to do there all at once, but what I have to do is I have to put the autopilot on and go direct to Pizon, which I've just done. And
sorry, Mayor.
there we go. We're climbing at kind of a fast rate here, so let's go ahead and decrease that. We'll put it in attitude mode.
No problem.
And come down.
Southwest 6329, turn right heading 120, vector to final, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000 heading 120, Southwest
Decrease our engine.
Delta 941, fly heading 240, vector to final, descend and maintain 4,000.
Delta 941, 240 and 4,000.
We need to get those fuel pumps off, and then we can also finally get those engine bleeds on.
November 322 Charlie Tango, do you have PETI in your GPS?
We do, 322 Charlie Tango.
November 322 Charlie Tango, perfect. Clear direct PETI, cross PETI at 4,000, cleared ILS runway 18.
Okay, direct PETI will cross PETI at 4,000, cleared ILS runway 18, 322 Charlie Tango.
South 3491, we're going to be clear of runway 13 left, climbing through 3,000 for 6,000.
Southwest 3491, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 400.
Climbing to flight level 400, Southwest 3491.
And Southwest 1755, you got a heading we want to fly because right now we're just flying the heading of our last fix.
And Southwest 1755, fly heading 300, vector for the approach.
300 vectors for the approach for Southwest 1755.
Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to slow down my descent, and we're going to level off here at 10,000 feet as instructed. And you can hear that the center controller's got some people that he's dealing with, so...
Southwest 6329, turn right heading 140.
140, Southwest 6329.
The audio is definitely kind of overmodulated, so let's see if we can fix that as well here. The manifold pressure down to 23, and the RPMs down to 23. And we're going to lean out each engine here, so looking at that EGT gauge, do the left engine till right about where it peaks at 15. Great. And then here's the other engine. So now we've leaned out our engine here. You can see our fuel consumption is 18 gallons per engine. But if we look here at the ground speed, we're 240
heavy.
knots.
Roger, can you accept intersection Yankee, or do you need full length?
So it's never a dull moment. Once we get over to Hobbs, right, then it's all right, Woodrow, there's 30 miles till we get to Carlsbad Airport here, Cavern City.
FedEx 1403.
So let's pull that up.
Centers offline. Frequency change approved. Have a good day.
We've got quite a number of runways at this airport. So what else can we do? We can load up the Unicom frequency at 123.0. Let's get rid of
Delta
those.
941 descend and maintain 2,000.
So that's the frequency we're going to be talking on. It is an untowered airport. It looks like, right? Let's take a look real quick.
November 322 Charlie Tango, wind 140 at 14, runway 18, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 18, 322 Charlie Tango.
So it definitely is an untowered airport, but yeah, wow. It's quite a
Delta
number of runways.
941, turn left heading at
So the weather there is, the wind is at 130, so looking at the runways. We have 14 right and 14 left. So most likely we'll be doing 14 left.
Delta 941, the airport is off your left, 10 o'clock and about 8 miles, report in sight.
Delta 941, airport in sight.
Delta 941, roger, turn left heading 170, cleared visual approach, runway 13 left.
Seattle 1041, left 2170, cleared visual 13 left.
Delta 924 heavy, wind 180 at 18, gust 2.
Because the runway is a little bit longer, I think we're going to try to go for 14 right. So we'll load that up.
Farah, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
So as you see here, we're
Delta 924
departure,
radar contact, climb and maintain.
and we'll be right outside his airspace.
Say altitude.
But he's also coming offline in just a few minutes anyway.
Delta 924, climb maintain, flight level 370, we're leaving 3,500.
And Southwest 1005, you're ready yet?
Yeah, I'm doing several things here. Southwest 1005, clear to the Vegas airport as filed, maintain 10,000, expect flight level 380, 10 minutes after departure. Departure this frequency, squawk 3022. Delta 941, taxi to parking this frequency, good day.
So one embarrassing thing that I just realized was I was not in the correct mode, but because I was using my heading, everything was working out anyway. So luckily I was flying the path I was supposed to, but wow, that's embarrassing. But I figure I would put that in there. Because these things do happen.
Can we work to your airborne, going to be 900 for 5,000 on a TX.
FedEx 1279 heavy, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 350.
So we are using
I'm gonna say
AutoOrtho,
5,
which
heavy.
means that it's automatically downloading all the
Southwest
satellite imagery. But you can see
170
it is flat and empty out here. There isn't much of anything.
Put land 13 left, Southwest 63.
So I do wonder what we're flying over at the moment. Oil fields.
Former Center, what was the altimeter
The oil
for
center.
Dallas Luffield Airport? Level 343.
Southwest 1755, taxi to parking, have a good day.
Parking today for 1755.
Delta 343,
Isn't
what
that
was the
interesting?
question?
Delta 343, what was the altimeter for Dallas Luffield?
The love altimeter is 30113011. November 5522 Lima, you're leaving my airspace to the west shortly. Albuquerque's offline. Frequency change approved. Have a good rest of your day.
Thanks so much for the service for 22 Lima. Alright, so he's cleared us. So let's go ahead and put it back to Unicom. So this is where you would tune in when there is no air traffic control in the sector that you're on. So you go to 122.8, but once we get to our location, we actually use the real world frequencies. But in the air, when there's no air traffic control, 122.8. So we're just here, and that means we're free to do anything we want. I've already put in our VNAV here, so it says go ahead and descend to target. So let's go ahead and do just that. Go ahead and put it in attitude mode, and let's come down roughly 700 feet a minute. I'm gonna pull some of my throttle here as well because I don't want to come down too quickly. The airport elevation is at 3,800 feet, so it's not. Yeah, 3,200, 3,269. Okay, so that's fine. So I'm going to bring it down to 6,000, and we want to be at, I guess, 4,200 by the time we cross over the airport, and we'll be crossing over the airport, and it's a right traffic for runway 14 right. So quite a little bit to do, a little tricky, but you know, we can handle it. Like I said, there isn't much out here. Look at our frame rate. We've got 110 to 120 frames per second because there's just a bunch of nothing. It's the desert. That would make sense. Still can't quite see the airport, but I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the Unicom frequency, or the CTAF frequency, and make a call. Cavern City traffic, this is Twin Piper 5522 Lima, about 16 miles to the east. We'll be crossing midfield to join the right downwind for runway 14 right. Cavern City. I'm going to just say the call again. Cavern City traffic, this is Twin Piper 5522 Lima, crossing midfield to join the right downwind for runway 14 right. Cavern City. Go ahead and lower our gear. And I got confirmation here that the 3 green, there we go. There we go. Now we can go ahead and start our turn. So now we're on the right downwind. It's hard to see over there, but there's the runway, right? So we're gonna go out just a little bit more, and we can go ahead, because we're doing this visual, we got our landing light on, got all the lights on, we can go ahead and disconnect the autopilot, turn off that caution. So we're just hand flying it at this point. And we're gonna wanna come down just slightly. Whoa! Got a little weather pop there that bumped us. That's all right. All right, so now we're going to turn again.
Terrain.
Turn that off. Means we're 500 feet above the ground, even though the airport said 3,300. You know, we're over the hills here, so that makes sense, right? So there's our turn for base. We're just kind of keeping an eye out over here. As we come down, now there's the runway. Let's go ahead and make our turn again. Probably do another notch of flaps. There we go. So turned it a little too early, but that's all right. We can still work with that. Cavern City traffic, this is Twin Piper 5522 Lima on final for runway 14 right. Cavern City. So looking at the glide slope indicator, 2 white, 2 red, that means we are at the proper altitude for our distance, and now we got 3 white, 3 red, which means we're a little too high. That's all right. We're going to come down just a little bit as we straighten this out. And you know, part of the issue on turning that base to final, when you're out here, you know, everything looks the same. It's not like real life where you've got much better visuals here. So now it says we're definitely too high, but that's all right. We're bringing it down. We can save it. Better to be too high than too low. So now we got 3 white.
Terrain.
We can turn off the terrain warning. 500 feet to go. So again, we're a little high. We're getting blown around just a little bit, but that's all right. We're doing okay. There we go. 2 white, 2 red. So we're on the glide slope now, and we're just keeping it nice and lined up here. Using my feet. Using the yoke. So confirmed, 14 right, and we're just aiming for the aiming point here. just slowly start decreasing our throttle. I ballooned a little bit. I've been doing that lately. There we go. Saved in the end. So now I'm pulling all the way back on my yoke using aerodynamic braking so I don't have to really slam on the brakes. And there we go. We can turn off right here. That's it. So off we go the runway. And we turn off our landing and strobe lights so we don't blind people. And one of the things I did forget to do is load up the airport diagram, KCNM. So we're going to be traveling down Bravo here to get to the parking, so not a problem. And let's make our radio call. Cavern City traffic, this is Twin Piper 552 Lima, just departed runway 14 right, and we'll be taxiing to parking via Bravo, Cavern City. All right. There we go. Landed and everything. How cool is that? Let's go ahead and take a look at our flight path while we're still live. So you can see, you know, as we took off, everything worked out. Right about here is when I realized, hey, wait a minute, you're actually not in the real mode. So switched it over. Here we are at Hobbs. That's where we're due. And then we came in, crossed over midfield, and to join the right downwind, the base turn, and then you can see we kind of just, you know, fudged away back onto runway 14 right. But we did that all visual, and it worked out fine. And part of that is because you're not in real life. It's hard to visually see the terrain the way it is with the satellite imagery. And, you know, you're making an excuse? Sure, I'm making an excuse, but I mean that is the truth. Let's go ahead and load up the replay and see how we did. Just making those nice final little adjustments, but you can see we're on the glide slope, 2 white, 2 red, doing just fine. Okay, come in for the flare, and right there, just slight balloon, but I held it off, and then boom, down. Can't really complain about that, so let's go ahead and watch it reverse from this angle. Just slight balloon, but that wasn't too bad. And not on center line, but that's can always improve that. Everything else turned off. Yeah, we can adjust the trims here. So look at that elevator trim, neutral, and we can go ahead and turn off our avionics. Put the door seal back. Let's go ahead and turn off the radar altitude. That's done. Kill the mixture. Let's open up the door. Let's go ahead and get the chocks and cones up. Yeah. Probably could have parked a little bit better as well, but you know, I'm doing fine. It was a good flight. I had fun. I've been really enjoying this airplane, like I've said multiple times. Here we are, New Mexico. Just a couple more states, and then we'll be in California, and then we can maybe tour the Pacific Northwest in style in the Piper Aerostar. So for Dixieland Farm, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.